lovely Lego addict. Long time no speak. I mean, you probably haven't noticed as much, but I know. Though I have not really been making a lot of videos, I have actually gone on with quite a lot of stuff in the Lego room, even though I had a massive stall for ages. I just couldn't really find the motivation to film it because I just wasn't really in the mood to kind of narrate my actions, basically. But stuff have happened in here, and actually some of it is not noticeable to you necessarily, but I'm going to point it out anyway because it's important to me, and some of the stuff is really cool, and I just want to really show you because I've made one mock in particular that I'm really proud of, and I made progress in one other area of the city that I'm really happy with. So I'm just going to do like a Lego life update. I'm just going to take you through a few bits, and I hope you enjoy it. So let me show you the first super important thing that happened for me, and then we'll go into the mock because, you know, got to keep you stringing along. Let's go. The super important update is that I've gotten through basically everything that I had not sorted. So I had 2 of these containers full of parts, like to the brim, of unsorted elements, and I hadn't sorted in legitimately years. I hadn't done like a tiny little bit, but like nothing major, and I've sorted all of those out apart from the 1x1 elements, and all back in my part sorting bins, and I have like reorganized some of the sorting containers, and the system works for me. I'm super happy with it, and I also actually got rid of quite a lot of elements. There we go. This is the like huge tub of parts that I'm basically taking out of my parts collection because either I have too many or they don't, you know, don't fit in containers. Just, I have a lot of tan stuff, partly like so many Harry Potter sets that I have so much tan, I'm just never going to use them. So I'm giving this all to Oliver because I just don't really need it, and he may list it on Bricklink or use it for his own mocks, but like I just don't need these. I'm sure some of you are like, oh, I need to keep them, that's like loads of value, but actually I feel way better like only having the stuff that fits into containers, and also like the stuff I may be more likely to use. I don't really like hoarding more things. The difference is like insane. The main like thing that made me finally do it is that I want to do a lot of remocks, and I was like, well, I don't really want to do a remock and then go through my parts collection and then buy elements that I don't have, but then find out that I did have them just unsorted this whole time, which has happened a lot. Just like once I finished sorting, I felt just so happy that I did it. It was really hard to make myself sort and like continue to sort. Like it was literally like a minute by minute battle of me wanting to just give up, but I forced myself through it, and I am so pleased I did. I have so many elements that I can actually find now, and yeah, it was such a like therapeutic thing, and I feel much happier about like the whole collection now because it's so much easier to find things. I'm absolutely aware this is a super privileged problem to have, but you just accumulate stuff over the years and it's kind of like easy not to sort, but then after a while it becomes a really big problem. And that basically sparked the next big update, or at least what feels like a huge update for me. So let me show you that. So I've been working on the city and I have added my train back in, and whilst I was sorting I found my remote again. I knew it was somewhere, I just didn't know where. And I can now move my train. Oh my goodness. I have a tram in my city. I have not connected it to the colour thing yet, so it needs to be remotely operated. But Ben has declared the most exciting thing that I have in my city, so I'll take it. I also have integrated, as you saw in my last video at the end, the newsstand, and I'm super excited. I was just faffing around with it. That side of the roof is wonky. I've also worked on the bus station, which we started originally, or tram station, I guess, which I started originally with Ollie, and he tried to make like brick separator roof, which I really liked, but just ended up not quite working out because the orange was too much. So I went to Brookinghamshire's page, and he made like a bus station with this type of roof, and I really liked it, so definitely take inspiration of that. I'll leave his Instagram link down below because he's got a really good page. Also started on like a square thing. I've not decided what I'm going to do in the middle, but this is kind of just like an idea because I have just gotten like a huge bricking order for my doing, and I got loads of the Rivendell tiles, and I want to basically tile this whole thing with these tiles, and these tiles here are going to be the other types, but I'm still waiting on another delivery that's coming today. I've also kind of started integrating a skate park, but that may move. That's kind of a work in progress. I need to add some leaves to this tree. I also decided to put like a parking garage in front of the diner rather than like a whole boulevard thing. That wasn't really working out because I kind of wanted some more of my like cars in the city. So it kind of works. I'm quite happy to have it in the city. I think it looks pretty cute. Then I'm gonna maybe do something here. I kind of want to say maybe see a mark or some small businesses maybe here. Hence why I bought this. So this is something that I treated myself to the other day. It's so cute and I really like the colours in it. It's just so over the top and I thought it'd be really fun to integrate this in the city. So that is some mock fuel that's coming up. Oh my gosh, I just started tiling this and there's two things I've noticed. One is like the colour consistency isn't like consistent. Like you can see that those are much darker green than those, right? Like that's quite obvious. I got these from a Brightling store, so that's kind of interesting to note. But also I thought 80 was like ridiculously many and I would have loads left over. No, that was 80 tiles. A 16 pounds worth of tiles. Good stuff, good stuff. I've decided this is a bit much, so I was thinking maybe if I make these borders light bluish grey, that will sort of blend in more with the rest. But I do really like the tiles. I like the colour. I think the colour is fun to have. It's sort of like eye-catching and it's much less just grey. So I'm going to try the border change. I definitely think that looks better. It's still really busy, but I think when you look at it in context, it's really fun. And once there's like mini figures and like a bigger statue, and I'm going to probably put a few park benches along it, I think it's going to then blend in much better. I think maybe also to help with like the blending in, the statue in the middle should be tan, but like I'm not sure yet. This is a work in progress. Tune back in later to find out what I do. It's going to be a separate video, I think, because I'm waiting for parts. Also, these parts have arrived with the same order for my Ministry of Making mock. Oh my god, I'm so excited. This is going to take forever, but I'm really excited to have started. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's like exciting that it's coming together, and it was like quite hard to get myself motivated. But I want to show you the most exciting thing because I made a mock for the city in the awkward space that I had next to the History Museum. So let me show you that. After about a month of working on it, the final piece of my mock finally arrived. Store mock. I have taken a lot of inspiration from Alberto and from Bricative for the upper floor, and I used the Hooper Store details from the Sesame Street and kind of let that guide my design choices a little bit. I really hope that these colours are like very different to both sides, but still sort of complementary styles for those two buildings to each other, and also still complementary to that, so I feel like it sort of blends in. All right, that's everything I've been up to, and it's been a lot. It's just been like a bit of a crazy last few months. It's sort of been a real roller coaster in my personal life. Lego really took a huge backseat, and actually there was a lot of times where I felt really overwhelmed and sort of like uninspired, so I wasn't in here very often, so not much changed. But actually tackling the part storage has been a huge helper to actually making me more enthused again and making me want to build stuff again, because I think I started really struggling with the idea of like how much stuff I had in here and just like that I wasn't using, and you know, there's just like that whole guilt thing that sometimes just overtakes me. So that was a bit unfortunate, and I can't guarantee that won't come back, but for the moment I'm really excited to kind of continue with. So we have done a bit of work on the actual room as well. I don't know if you can tell, it's really obvious to me, it's not so obvious to other people, but we've changed all the spotlights in the room to warm white lights instead of cold white lights, because the cool white lights were just actually really bothering for me. I have such a thing against cool white lights, and the fact that the lighting in the room was literally that made me annoyed. It's funny though, because it does make the Lego look really different, but again, that's mostly in real life, so I don't know how much that translates on camera. They are also brighter, but also they angle more to the old downlights, so I have much more light on my diagonally and my Hogsmeade. I've also added a cable behind all my parts drawers to get power to my Hogsmeade and my diagonally, so I can add light to that in the future if I wanted to, which is on the list, just something I haven't tackled yet. It's just one of those things that like isn't the most exciting activity, but the result is cool, so at some point I'll do that. And also we're bringing the medieval mock back in here on the coming weekend because we're having to do some repairs and some updates ready for Bricktastic in Manchester at the end of this month. I'm really daunted by it because it's a really long day of interaction. So if you are coming to Bricktastic, I will try and be at my stall as often as I can, but I also am going to take a bit more breaks than I did when I was at Swindon because, oh my god, I didn't take any breaks and I was so dead at the end, and I have to go home afterwards because I have to get my passport renewed, so I need to have some sort of brain power when I go back home. So if you are coming to Bricktastic and you don't see me at my stall, just come back a little bit later. I'll probably be back. I'll be wandering around. I'll be having a good time as well. I will do some filming because I'm super excited for like so many of the mocks that are going to be there. I can't wait. I'm just really looking forward to my time there. So yeah, if you're coming to Manchester, I look forward to seeing you. I also really hope that you enjoyed just seeing everything I've gotten on with, even though I haven't filmed very much. Sometimes filming is very difficult when you're really not in the mood. You know, I don't really want to force it and force my moody ass on you, so you know, I'll leave that for other days. I'll make videos when I want to make videos. They'll come out randomly because they'll come out when I'm able to. And I hope that you appreciate a few updates just from the background because stuff has been happening. I want to start adding some buildings more in front of the other buildings, which is something I'm a bit daunting because I don't want to hide them too much, but I'm looking for some cool mocks to see if I can start with some smaller sort of like downtown quirky buildings, and then, you know, who knows what's gonna happen. That is all for now. I'll stop waffling. Thanks for being here. I'm sure that like hardly anybody that hasn't like watched my videos for a long time is even getting to this waffly end, but I appreciate your time and I appreciate that you care. So thanks for being here. Leave a duck emoji in the comments if you made it this far, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Have a fantastic rest of your day. All the best for wherever you are, and I will see you in Manchester if you're coming. Goodbye. Howdo.